Little Orange Plum.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Little Orange Plum. So today, we are starting off with a little subreddit called r/men writing women. And for the first of the day, we have, it's not too bad, but you. You've got my attention. We have a waitress who was moderately pretty but wore too much makeup, set his steaming cappuccino on the table and grinned. Anything else? No thank you, he added belatedly. You know that moment when guys get really upset because they feel like women aren't dating them because they're being judged too harshly on their appearance? But then it's a common feature of male writers to include lots of very judgmental descriptions of women's appearances and overly sexualized descriptions of women's appearances for no good reason. Was that in any way relevant to the plot? I'm going to check the comments. I don't think it was. Nope. I can't find anything in the comment section suggesting that was in any way necessary or relevant to the plot. So he just had to drag her appearance, being all like, she's moderately attractive but wears too much makeup. Like, in my experience, when male writers state that, very much goes without saying, there's the various stages of makeup. There's no makeup, where men think she's just not attractive and doesn't try with her appearance, and what's wrong with her eyes? She doesn't have eyelashes. Clearly she's sick or something, because it's just too normalized in society for women to wear makeup at this point, that a lot of guys just don't react or respond well to barefaced women anymore. And then there's the subtle, natural, she spent less than 20 minutes on her face this morning, or just went to the salon and got like eyelashes and eyebrows done and just happens to have nice skin kind of thing, which he thinks is natural, which he thinks is barefaced. And then there's that plus eyeshadow plus a dark eyeliner plus something shimmery or pink on her cheeks, which he acknowledges as being made up, and thinks is okay, but would prefer her more natural because he likes natural beauties. No one cares, dear. It always gets me because, like, when you go through the list of things men are willing to do, like blatantly lie about your height on dating apps, then show up in public and have no means to fake the height, so we know you blatantly lied. And now it's like, the thing is, you can get your makeup tattooed on. So there are ways that she could keep that up 24/7. I don't think you can keep up faking being taller 24/7. You know, same thing. They lie about the length of other parts of the anatomy. Expect us not to notice. How do you think you're gonna judge someone for being not attractive enough and wearing too much makeup, even though it's not relevant to the plot, and then lie constantly and in a way that you can't even try to get away with? Like, honey, no. Anyway, I've gone completely off point. And we have, laziness is a feminine trait. Ooh, goody. The greatest thing that this pandemic, in air quotes, off to a good start, has taught us is just how far society has falling. English, you so goody. I want to be fair and be like, maybe he's just not speaking English as a first language, but this kind of attitude tends to come from a certain kind of right-winger. Not just the whole pandemic air quotes, but the whole thing in totality tends to be a certain kind of right-winger who doesn't hold for immigrants. So I have to assume English is your first language, so has falling from masculinity, really? The feminization of society has turned the majority of people into easily manipulated, accepting morons who aren't just lazy physically, mentally, and emotionally, but more so spiritually. And yes, being lazy is a feminine trait, so is making up excuses and getting easily offended. Bullshit. I know way too many men who get easily offended to make that claim. Masculinity will prevail, and men like Pallister, Bowman, and Rusin will be removed from power along with all the women that support their bullshit. It's about time men started acting like men. It's that moment where, yes, I realize there are some people who've probably just sat on the couch, but then there's people who've, tried to start businesses during a pandemic, people who've gone back to school and tried to get more education online as best they can, people who've just tried to learn skills that they don't need to go to a specific school for, who've actually done something with this time, and you want to act like because they're not grinding away at a 9 to 5, that automatically means they've gotten lazy. Why do I get the impression that you're that dude who has been furloughed and playing video games this whole time for 10 hours a day, then going on a Facebook and driving himself nuts with the fact that some people are actually getting on with their lives, and now you want to go on and rant about how it's women's fault that you're not doing anything with your life. Even though you could accept we're in a pandemic, we can't freaking well do lots of stuff. And I would just like to point out, with this whole political divide of people who are like, if we were being ordered to follow a political system or to follow laws that were favouring how you want to live, you would not care how unfair it was to other people or how difficult it made their lives, as long as you got to control others the way you want to control them. And let's not pretend it's just you wanting to live your life your way. Then you wouldn't care, and you would immediately jump to the argument that it's the law and therefore we have to do it. You know, some of the restrictions on people's work are legal restrictions. Like people such as myself who work in the entertainment sector are having to only just work on our skills and work on trying to hone what we have and develop new skills and working on ideas that we never had time to work on before because it's going to take too many months to come to fruition, to come to a point where we can actually get paid. But we can't legally get paid for most of our work at this time because we're not legally allowed to perform at live events right now. But yes, it's a feminine trait to be lazy, and people are choosing not to work. Sure, I mean, I'm definitely getting a furloughed vibe. I'm definitely getting he has a nice office job. He's either being furloughed and not having to do anything, or he goes and works from home but doesn't really work from home, and now is feeling very guilty about how little he's doing with his life, and now is projecting this onto the rest of the world. And with a nice little slice of misogyny, because I don't feel like most people would care that much if someone's not working that hard, if you're actually getting to do something with your life, you know? Maybe get off your couch and do something, and then you won't feel so mad at women. Okay, we have, I felt gross after reading this. Sounds ew. Okay, what is this? So my favourite regular, who is objectively one of the most stunning women I've ever met, enjoys her scotch neat and a ribeye rare to the point of still mooing. She sits down with her date, who is already at the bar. She orders her scotch, and I ask him, almost to the point of telling him, "You as well?" "Nope. House Merlot, please." "Buddy, let me help a man out." When a gorgeous woman orders a $18 pour a scotch, you have three options. One, you say I'll have what she's having. 2, you order a spirit of equal caliber. 3, you order a bottle of fill-in-the-blank wine/bubbles. You do not order the $3 house red. Needless to say, there will not be a second date, and after they hugged goodbye and he turned the corner, I called after her to see if she needed a decompression drink. She had 2. Take care of your regulars. No. I don't feel like, I'm sorry, but if you only got as far as a second date because someone ordered an expensive enough drink, I feel like you have no chance of a long, healthy marriage. It's just never going to happen. You're never going to get into a satisfying long-term relationship if you're that willing to judge someone on the basis of what drink they order. And did it ever occur to you that, like, maybe he wants to order 1 glass of house red with a meal because he would like to stay sober enough to be a good conversationalist? Not saying she can't handle the whiskey and handle the scotch and can't handle talking nicely with her date and like being focused and alert on however many scotches she's having. Maybe she can handle her liquor, but I wouldn't automatically take it as being a bad thing. Also, I don't know if this is just like an American-European divide, but when men order wine in Europe, I don't see that as a feminine thing or like you need to eat meat and drink scotch to be a man. When men do that over here, I assume they're a little bit of a ponce. They're a little bit pretentious. It's not a feminine thing. It's very masculine for men to drink wine over in where I come from. It's just a little bit poncy. Just saying, because although house red, I mean, that's actually not that bad. You know, he's down to earth enough to order the house, but still posh enough to drink wine and not cheap beer. So even if you are going to pass drinks on the drinks, like I've done bartending plenty, and most of the men who drink scotch round my way are the ones who paddle the female bartender's arse and asks me if I can handle making their drinks in my girl brain. Is it too much for me to handle to make them a drink as someone who's been bartending on and off around entertaining jobs since I was 18? Can I keep all of those thoughts in my head? Yes, Mr. Scotch drinker, I, the professional bartender, can make your drinks for you. So go with the wine guy. He might be a little bit pretentious in the way he discusses opera, but he also might be not likely to sexually assault the staff. And also, if it's a $3 wine, he's probably just a decent guy. You should probably go on a second date with him. I mean, I don't know, because we don't actually hear about any other part of the date. But this bartender is thinking way too much about how the girl he's attracted to is dating other men, and I'm totally not seeing the pattern of you ripping apart this guy's drink order on the ground that she's dating him and not you. There's no pattern here. I don't see it. Anyway, I'm going to try to squeeze in just one more because I think I've rambled on for way too long. We have From Light by M. John Harrison. I was enjoying this book until she was a tall woman with a wide smile, good tits, and a way of licking mayonnaise out of the corner of her mouth, which suggested she might be equally good at licking mayonnaise out of the corner of yours. What? Ew. Nah. Ew. I don't... is this some kind of weird mayonnaise fetish? I don't understand. It doesn't sound sexy. It sounds creepy. And why do we need to know? Why is she described as wide smile, tall with good tits? What? Just he better marry her. If you're gonna sexualize her that much, he better freaking marry her by the end of this book. I feel strangely disgusted and sullied by this. Oh, in the comment section, people are suggesting that mayonnaise is a euphemism for cum. That doesn't make it less disgusting. It's still creepy. It's still disgusting that you just met this woman and you're already just like imagining shit like this and being like, I assume this about her. Like, this is why, guys, you should not get upset when girls judge you on your appearance, because you do shit like this. Ew. No. Disgusting. Stop. Anyway, as I say, I feel strangely sullied by that last passage and I feel the need to stop. So that was r/men writing women. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!